For 8th grade, section 7.7, we're dealing with simple and compound interest. So in this case, what we're wanting to do is there's times where we're going to invest money. So simply put, if you borrow money from someone, right, and you pay them back monthly, you're not just paying them back how much you owe them, but you're giving them you're giving an extra amount of interest. Okay, or let's say you put an investment or you put money in a bank and then you collect interest, because the bank, when you put money in a bank, the bank uses that money to pay for other things, and so they're paying you the interest because they're holding on to your money and using it while you're, collecting it. So they're paying you to use your money. So that's what investing your money is, or putting it in a savings with interest. So this equation is to tell you, if you want to know, can I pay for college? Can I pay for my kids' college? Can I pay for this car if I leave it in here for a certain amount? Or how much will I be paying for a car if I pay this much per month? This is a simple equation on how to do it, okay? So for example, the first one is asking, find the simple interest. This is simple interest, okay? Of course, when we're dealing with more things, it's going to be a little bit more complicated, but just the basics is, the equation for simple interest is IPRT. I represents how much interest is going to end up, whether you're paying the interest or interest is coming to you that you're making. P is the principal, so how much you invested, so the initial amount, because an interest, if you put nothing in your bank, then it's not going to increase any. But if you put a certain amount, from a certain percentage of that amount will be given to you. So R is the annual interest rate. So how much is it being interest? How much is it? Is the interest accumulating? Okay, and then T is the time in years, right? So it says find the simple interest for $4,500 invested at 4.25% for 2 years. So the simple interest is basically so it says $4,500 invested in, so let's identify our letters. $4,500 is our original investment, so this is our principal, okay? Just like the other one, once I'm able to identify, I can just plug in, okay? The invested at 4.25, this I need to turn into decimal, and if I divide it by 100, it should give me 0.425. This is my rate. Okay, this is my R, this is my time, and I'm looking for how much interest I'm going to make. So, if I have I equals, my principal is 4,500 times my rate, which is 0.0425, times 2 years. So, let's do the math. 5 times 2, which gives me 382.5. So this is, okay? This doesn't mean this is what's going to be in my bank account. It means if I do $4,500 in 2 years, okay, with an interest of 4.25, I would have my original $4,500 along with an extra $382. Okay? Same thing the other way. If I'm borrowing $4,500, then that means, if I'm borrowing a large amount, let's say for a house, and I'm paying $4,500 a year, okay, if I add up all the months and I'm paying $4,500 a year, I'm going to end up paying $382.5 more. And if I increase this amount, let's say I want to make it $6,000, so I can pay it off faster, then my interest will be also lower. This is called the simple interest. What we're doing next is a compound interest. So go ahead and write this down. We have one more board. So compound interest is worse or better according to how you look at it. If you're getting the money, it's better. If you're losing the money, it's worse. So each year, you're going to make a certain amount of interest. A compound interest means that every year, they're not going to take out the percentage from your original amount. They're going to take out the percentage from your original plus interest. So every year, the amount taken, the interest gets higher because your principal will get higher. So what that means is we'll have to do, we're going to pay the initial interest and then interest on the past year, okay? And I'll show you what I mean. It might be a little bit confusing. It was a bit confusing to me too. So let's just go through it. So this is number 2. What is the total amount of money in an account where $800 is invested at an interest rate of 6.25 compounded annually for 2 years? Okay. So what that means is when I want to compound it annually for 2 years, I'm going to find each interest every year. So my time is not going to be 2. My time is actually going to be 1. And then I'm going to find the interest for 1 year and find the interest for the second year, and then I'm going to add it. And I'll show you what the difference is from the other one between a simple interest and compounded interest. Okay. So let's just do the first year. This is, and again, my equation is I equals PRT. So my P is $800. This is how much I'm originally putting in, invested. And the rate is 0.625. Please remember that this has to be in decimal. So I have to divide it by 100. So 0.625 is my R. And my time is going to be 1. So let's do it first. So my interest, this is for the first year. So my interest is $800 times 0.0625 times 1. So I'm going to have, so in this case, I'm investing. So the money is going to go to me. So this is good, okay? So 800 times 0.0625 times 1 gives me 50. So that's how much interest I'm going to earn for the first year. So that means in order for me to find how much I have total, I'm going to do how much I put in originally, 800, plus how much I'm, plus how much interest I made. So my total is $850. Now in simple interest, I would just keep applying 0.625 to 800 every year. But compound interest means that the following year, my principal changes. I don't use 800, I get the interest for both the original amount and the new interest. So this becomes my new P. So I no longer need to use this, it becomes my new P. This is still my R, and this is still my time. So my second year, I make even more money. So my I equals P, which is not 800 anymore, it's 850, times, my rate still stays the same, times 1, right? So I do 850 times 0.0625, which is 53.125. Okay, so this is my new interest, so that means my total for 2 years would be 850, okay? 850 is my new P because that's how much I put in, plus 53.125, which would give me a total of $903.13, because I'm going to round out. Okay, $903.13. So if I were to just do simple interest, then I wouldn't be able to take interest from that extra $50. Now, it's probably not too much more, okay, because 0.0625 of $50 is probably not too much more, but if we have a bigger number, it does make more. And if it's compounded yearly for longer than that, then it does start counting a lot more. So go ahead and write this down. Try page 376, numbers 1 and 6, 376, numbers 1 and 6, and I will see you in class.